Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Good morning and welcome, everybody. Happy Monday, Mindset Monday. My voice is still a little bit crackly, but I am super excited to be back with you today. I'm Susan Johnson, leading you today on the Agent Power Huddle Mindset Monday. And I'm just super excited to be back here. This is the launch of my year because I wasn't able to be with you guys last week. I was traveling the country, seeing my kids, and now I'm back in the studio again to let you launch this week, hopefully with high energy, inspiration, and we have a fabulous message today. I still see lots of people logging on. It's great when you come on with us on the Zoom call here. We're also Facebook Live, and then we do have a podcast. So there's lots of ways you can catch up with us every week on Agent Power Huddle. So welcome. Today, our message is about letting your light shine. Letting your light shine. And most of you who do know me, I see some great new faces coming on, and welcome to all of you. Most of you who do know me, you know that, good morning, Jess. Most of you do know that when I come up with a topic, it's typically something that's happened during my week. And I'm like, you know what, that would be something great to talk about and hopefully inspire others on in Agent Power Huddle. And this last week, coming into the new year, I had a wonderful message sent to me from Brent Conley. And he said, Susan, we are expecting great things from you this year. And I went, oh, that's kind of a cool message. And it just was just that little fire that says, you know what? I am planning to step it up once again this year in every area of my life, and hopefully you all are too. So let's talk about letting our light shine. And this is actually a message. I'm sure if you're on this call, you probably listen to lots of podcasts or, watch lots of videos and meet a lot of people. And so this is inspired by Lisa Nichols. And if you don't know who Lisa Nichols is, can I see a raise of hands? Does any of you know who Lisa Nichols is? If you don't, you need to find her. And hopefully I will do some justice in how she delivered this message because it really inspired me, and I'm hoping it will inspire you too. She's a best-selling author, and she's also the founder of Motivating the Masses. So as I open this topic today and this message, I want to start by just saying, we are giants by nature. We're giants by nature. Even when our behavior seems small, we're actually giants by nature. We're brilliant. Yes, you are. We're brilliant. Even in our dumbest moments, we are brilliant. Okay. We're super powerful. Even in times when we struggle, we are super powerful. Today's time is really talking about what the cost might also be, though, for not showing up and not letting your light shine. Interesting, huh? The cost of not looking at it and not playing full out. Many of us are afraid sometimes. We're afraid to let our light shine. Have you ever had that experience that maybe you might hold back just a little bit? And there's many reasons that sometimes we might not let our light shine. And, you might simply not really know how to let your light shine. You're not sure what can I do? What can I do to let my light shine a little bit more? Oh my gosh. Maybe you're worried about the cost of letting it shine. All right. Maybe you're worried about that cost. I mean, would you lose friends? Would you maybe be a little bit different from your family? Would you be judged or criticized by others by letting your light shine? Maybe you didn't know how to fund something and to get someplace to let that light shine. You want to do something, but you're just not exactly sure how to fund it. So you really need to slow down a moment, and you need to just ask yourself some questions. You got to say, who am I? Who is Susan? Who is Jesse? Who is Nate and Sarah? Who is Ed, Dennis? We've got Brenna. Ask yourself these questions. Who am I becoming? this is where you start to tap into what is that light that we're talking about here. I don't know if you have these questions, but I can honestly say that I've definitely had them along the way. And I love inspiring others. And hopefully this message today will inspire you, and every other thing we do will inspire you. And I just, I love that. And if you were on my growth call about doing our growth plan, one of my quadrants was increasing my leadership again in this year to let my light shine even just a little bit more. And that, by leading and helping others. So Lisa said something in this episode when I was listening to it. And it really spoke volumes to me, and maybe it will be to you too. Before letting her light shine, she said, she would inspire people from the sidelines. Inspire people from the sidelines. She'd help people along the way, but 85 to 90% of her time was really just kind of doing other stuff that was safe. Not really taking the risks she could, not really expanding her light out so she could really reach and touch and inspire and make a difference for other people. You see the difference? Helping people along the way, that's great. And that's kind of inspiring from the sidelines. When you know there's greatness within you and you're only giving about 70% of it out to the world, you got to look out. You got to look out to that, because listen, when you're brilliant, when you're smart, and when you're a gladiator, and by the way, if you're on this podcast, if you're on this call, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, if you are any part of it, you're here, you are brilliant, right, Jess? Right, Nate? Right, everybody? You're brilliant, you're smart, and you're a gladiator.
What do you mean by a gladiator? I like that, though. Put a smile on my face.
Great? You're a gladiator. You do have that within you. We all have it within us. It's whether we're going to let it show and let it shine or not. So we need to start. Remember, every week I say this, everything starts right in here in our mindset. If you go on my Instagram, you're going to laugh at something. My little granddaughter saw herself in the mirror for the first time. I put a little song to it, and you just go on my Instagram. If you're on it, Susan Johnson Realtor, go on my Instagram and you'll see it's hilarious. But anyway, it's about really, and I put this little affirmation song to it. I said, never too early to start with these affirmations, and it was hilarious. So anyway, you are a gladiator. And, but when you give the world only 70%, this is what I thought was interesting in her message. She said, a lot of times other people are going to think that you're 100%. I love your background, Ed. Right on. He's got the gladiator back there. I should have put that up today.
I like that he was ready with that. That he was just ready.
That's great. So when you give the world 70% of you, sometimes they're going to actually think. You can give the world 70% of you, all right, of your light, and you can let it shine. And that could be somebody else's 100%. You ever thought about it like that? That could be somebody else's 100%. So, they're moved, they're impressed, they're inspired, but you need to check yourself. I don't have the quote today, but I was going to throw it in here, and I just didn't have time to look it up. But I read a book with John Wooden, how he inspired he's a coach, a basketball coach, and how he had coached his teams, and how he said something along the lines of, it's not about the points on the board, but at the end of the game, if you gave it everything you had, you put everything, you left it all on the court, you gave your absolute best. That's when you won or not. Not really whether you win or lose by the numbers on the scoreboard. So that was kind of the quote, but not really the quote. Right. So check yourself, because you don't want to get to the end of your life and say, damn, I could have, I tricked them all. I tricked them.
Well, Susan, this is actually one of my favorite quotes, and it's attributed to a number of people, although I think it's a Marianne Williamson quote, although I'm Googling it now, it's associated with Nelson Mandela. But anyway, I don't know where this quote comes from. I always thought it was Marianne Williamson. It's our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness. You got that one there?
I got it. It's at the end of our show today. It's one of my.
Well, you can close out the show the same way, because I love that quote. Yeah, right? It really is one of my favorite.
And whether you've heard it before, if you haven't, you're going to hear it today at the end of the show. If you have heard it, you can always hear it over and over again, right, Jess? It's just that powerful. Yep. So, you don't want to come to the end of your life and say, damn, shoot, I tricked everybody. I made them think that my 70% was my 100%. I kind of coasted on through. Everybody thought that was all I could give. Because at the end of your life, you're going to be the only one left wondering, what would that other 30% look like? Yes, I purposely paused right there. What would my life look like if I played full out? What would my life have looked like if I actually gave that 100%? Only you really know whether you're going to be doing that or not. Only you know, right? Nobody really else is going to know. You know, though, right? I take on every opportunity. Remember, when an opportunity meets preparation, and that's what you're doing every day here on Agent Power Huddles, opportunity and preparation. Meeting other people, you're learning a lot of new things, you're giving opportunities. Remember another topic we did called the 212 degrees? You didn't hear that episode. Remember, we have it on podcast. Go back and listen to it. Because at 211 degrees, water's hot. At 212 degrees, it boils. And with boiling water comes steam. And steam can power a locomotive. So think about that again. You're 100%, you're letting that light shine. You don't want to wonder. You don't want to wonder what it would feel like, what it feels like. It really feels good when you're giving it your all and you accomplish something and you're helping other people. It's that in and of itself rises you to a whole nother level. Your job is to let your light shine. Okay, now I'm going to come down a little bit harder. Eliminate the worry. What would be the worry, Jess? What if I fail? What would happen if you took the leap and you failed? The bigger question is what's going to happen if you never take that leap, right? If you take the leap and you fail, we actually know what happens. We're going to have ourselves a little pity party, right? We're going to lick off our wounds a bit, but we're going to get back up. We're going to swipe ourselves off a bit, and we're going to say, okay.
Well, it's funny you say that, because my note actually from last week, I tend to write a note and look at it over and over for a week, not on purpose systematically. I just write something down and just stick it up and I'll look at it. But all last week, I kept looking at embrace failure. Someone said that on a call, and I was just like, yeah, not only what if you actually embrace the failure, right? Then it really takes the power away from it. It's okay, cool.
It does take the power away. And it's interesting, Jess, because on another one of Lisa's episodes I was listening to, she said, evicting fear. And I love that word. She goes, don't you love that word, evicting? It really means, we all know evicting means get the heck out of there. Evicting the fear. Yeah.
And 2021 was a hard year for evictions for a lot of people on a lot of levels. But I'm talking about actually in real estate, but it's 2022 now. So I think we're back. We're good for both evictions in the real world as well as evicting fear. I like it.
Right. So if you don't let your light shine, you're going to have a lot harder time with the regret. Nobody wants to actually end their life and go, oh, what if I didn't let those things scare me so much and I actually did do X, Y, Z? What if? That's your job. Let your light shine. By the way, I don't always mean when you say let your light shine that you have to be out on stage somewhere, or you have to make it huge and public all the time. Letting your light shine even has to do with saying, I love you. I forgive you. And letting your light shine is really about living with authenticity and being your true self and not being afraid to step out. It's speaking up and saying, hold on, everybody, I have a great idea, and not being afraid to say that. I have a great idea. Or letting your light shine might just be you're in a room, you're finally being in a room, and, with confidence and peace of mind, you belong there. You belong there. You're letting your light shine. It's about celebrating unapologetically about your brilliance, your brightness, and not letting you off the hook of your greatness. And that's what I loved about this message. I love just, thinking about, hey, how else can I let my light shine this year? Not just in business, but I love my business and I love my clients, people, and everybody else. Really letting my light shine. Your light actually doesn't belong to you. So this is kind of a good way to think. If you're kind of holding back a little bit, think about it. Your light doesn't really just belong to you. It really belongs to everybody else in your proximity, in your tribe, in your family, in anybody in your sphere. That's who your light belongs to. It's anybody that can be illuminated by it because you let it shine. And when you project that light out to everybody, it's going to come back to you. Their light's going to come back to you. So I love this message. Just, when Brent said to me, hey, I'm expecting good things out of you, but great things out of you this year. That's kind of tipped me off. I'm like, he was letting his light shine onto me with hope. He was letting his light shine onto me with belief. He was letting his light shine onto me to say, Susan, I know you got it in you. Let it out and don't hold back. All right. So as we go into this week now, we launch our, this is kind of my official first week back. I kind of traveled to Idaho and everything and saw my kids. And now I'm remember, I think I told a couple people at the beginning of the show, I became a grandma this weekend. Wesley and Candace had their baby. So I'm super excited. I mean, she said I was beaming. Well, I am beaming. I'm letting my light shine in every way here. Super exciting. And as we launch our week now from Agent Power Huddle and our Mindset Money, I want you to take that high energy, that inspiration. I want you to let your light shine. And if you find yourself holding back at all, think about this message. Hear it again and again and again. It's that powerful. No 70%, guys. No. Give it that 100%. And Jesse, this is where I'm going to read, unless you want to jump in before I get into our deepest fear. You want to chime in, or anybody want to chime in? Everybody's on mute.
No,
okay,
keep rolling.
I'm going to go. I'm going to roll with it then.
Yeah, rolling. I'll jump in whenever, but I'm enjoying it.
Jesse started this earlier. We were obviously right. We haven't even spoken, but we're right on the same line when we looked at this, and we see this over and again. This is called our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children do. We're all born to manifest the glory of God that's within us. It's not just in some of us, everyone. It's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So when you let your light shine, everybody, you're also attracting everybody else's light right back with you. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Launch it off. And it's great to have you back and seeing you all again today on Agent Power Huddle.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.